Wonder Woman is good. That might seem like an extremely basic sentiment to open a review with, but I worry if I say more than 2 words without directly spelling that thought out, I'll be accused of committing multiple sex acts with competitor Marvel. Since every time I do a comic book movie review, the rabid man babies flock in their hundreds with knives and pitchforks, saying I'm obviously biased to the other team, as if I've ever given a shit about being loyal to a fucking brand. I mean, Jesus, there's no secret war going on between Marvel and DC that we need to pick a side on. I'm in no way invested in the future success of a business that doesn't remotely affect my existence. If they put out good stories and films, great. If they put out bad stories, it sucks. That's about the limit of my fanboyism, and it should be yours too. They're brands, man. Who cares? It's not as if it's something that matters, like Nike versus Adidas. Now there's a cause for concern. We gotta wipe those filthy Adidas fanboys off the face of the planet. Don't you dare suggest to me that Adidas is better than Nike. That's just a critic conspiracy to keep Nike down. Adidas paid for those reviews, I swear it. I cover the whole conspiracy in my 10,000 word thesis, link in the description for those who want to know the truth. Wake up, sheeple. Know what Adidas stands for? All day I dream about shit. Shoes. Ha! Suck on that, Adidas holes. Real fans are mature and know that Nike offer the superior trainer, like the Nike Vandals. Adidas never made the Nike Vandals. Nike did what Adi didn't. Am I right? That's what you guys sound like. I just swapped comics for shoes. So grow up, yeah? Just do it. Nike for the win, by the way. What was I doing? Oh, yeah, Wonder Woman. This is a really fun, hugely enjoyable action adventure that is definitely not without its flaws and is occasionally held back by the tropes of the superhero genre, but still marks a significant step in the right direction for the DC cinematic universe that up to this point had failed to capture the hearts of critics and audiences. First, let's talk about the great stuff. Now, this movie has been out so long now as I'm still playing catch up from the time I was away, so I will be going into spoilers if you haven't seen it. You have been warned. The main thing that struck me straight away was that Gal Gadot can lead the fuck out of a movie. I was a little concerned after her performance in Batman vs Superman left me unimpressed, but it appears with great direction she's got a real star power. Her time on screen had a real magnetic energy to it, and the chemistry between her and leading man Chris Pine's effort as pilot Steve Trevor had a real believable blossom to it, oftentimes feeling like watching an actual romance form in front of you. And she felt like a superhero. More than Chris Hemsworth is Thor, more than Affleck is Batman, more than Cavill is Superman, Gal Gadot is Wonder Woman. It actually has one of my favourite big damn hero moments of any film in the genre. When Wonder Woman goes over the trench into no man's land and the music swelled as others found inspiration in her actions and followed her into danger, I genuinely got tingles. It's the kind of scene that raises the hair on your arms and reminded me of the train scene from Spider-Man 2. Plenty of superhero movies have daring acts of heroism, but this one, in the way it's constructed, stands out as something special. Maybe it's the setting, maybe it's the music, maybe it's the way it's shot, but it has a real earnest and heartfelt humanity to it that just resonated with me. If the entire film was as good as this scene, I'd have nothing to criticise. Some of it holds up to that standard. I particularly like its themes that war is just fucking awful and has no real winners. It's sold particularly well by its surprising willingness to show some of the desperate tragedy of it all, like wounded soldiers, gas-bombed civilian, and the hopeless terror of the trenches, but it unfortunately sells itself short in a couple of other places. The comedy sometimes comes off a little predictable and falls flat, dialogue dances on the borderline of being cheesy, slow-mo is overused so much the film would probably be an hour shorter without it, but most shocking of all is occasionally the CG can be like really bad. I'm not kidding, some of the early fights on the Amazon island are so rocky I thought they were going to challenge Apollo Creed to a world heavyweight bout. At times it looks honestly like a PS2 cutscene. I was genuinely shocked, especially when the rest of the film looks so professional and cinematic, featuring stunning wide vistas and a lush colour palette. With the money that was spent on this, there's no excuse for some of the CG to look as bad as it did. The biggest flaw for me though is in the ending, with the third act that starts fantastically but ends up undoing all of the good it had set up. Throughout the film, Wonder Woman is convinced that the god Ares is behind all of the conflict. This leads to some great debate between the two leads about the nature of man and their willingness to kill. It's rich stuff for an action blockbuster, and this all comes to a climax when Wonder Woman kills the film's primary antagonist, an admittedly quite weak villain who's just essentially a particularly cruel German soldier with a strength serum. And believing him to be secretly Ares, this she anticipates will end the war. And it doesn't. and she's devastated. And it's awesome. Seeing her naivety crumble before her when everyone continues to fight and Steve explains that's just not how the world works and maybe some people are just bad is pretty heavy stuff for a superhero flick. It brings into the forefront this whole notion that things can't be resolved as easy as killing the big bad guy. I don't want to get too political, but this has real world basis. We offed bin Laden, terrorism still exists. My own country voted for and paid millions to bomb Syria. ISIS are still kicking about. You can kill people all you want, but at the end of the day, you can't kill an ideology, no matter how poisonous. And that's a hard pill to swallow, but it's just the way the world works, and it sucks. And I don't have an answer on how to fix the problem of bad guys exist any more than anyone else does. And to see this covered in a family blockbuster was like, wow, shit, that's actually amazing. But then the real Ares shows up in a twist that stumbles in its reveal, leads to the standard superhero ending of a big CG heavy battle in which she kills him, and hey ho, what do you know, everybody is suddenly best buddies and invite each other around to their houses for cake and biscuits. And I went, oh, okay, just undo any of the interesting complexity you set up there. That's fine, I guess. They almost salvage it with Steve Trevor's heroic self-sacrifice, which genuinely manages to hit the feels, but still it really suffers with that messy mix-up of messages. That said, it arguably only feels so bad because it set itself up to be so good. Because in any other superhero film, an explosive CGI fistfight provides a serviceable ending. I just wish it hadn't promised not 5 minutes before the fight to be something more if it wasn't going to deliver. All in all though, while it has its flaws and really screws the pooch with the ending, its highs are still worth the ticket, and as an entry into a rapidly growing oversaturated genre, it feels fresh, different and well constructed enough to not just warrant its own existence, but to sit amongst the best. Plus, my personal viewing experience was enhanced by the excited little girl sat behind me with her mum dressed head to toe in a full Wonder Woman outfit having the time of her life. It sounds like I'm making that up, but I swear I'm not. It legitimately happened, and it was fucking adorable. Hey guys, so apparently I'm sponsored now. After Nike wouldn't return my damn calls, T-Block's got in touch and sent me this lovely shirt. They're a subscription service that deliver officially licensed t-shirts catered to your specific interests to your door every month. If you sign up now at tblocks.com with the referral code GeekyGlassesTBX in all caps, you'll get 10% discount off your entire order. I know, no one likes ads, but with the way YouTube prioritizes content now, it's either that or stop swearing. And I'm not gonna stop fucking swearing. I'm a Geordie. If I don't swear at least 5 times a minute, then there's every chance I might spontaneously combust. And fuck isn't even so much a swear word to us as it is, you know, a comma. And to be fair, my first t-shirt's been pretty damn cool. And the guys working there seem real nice so far. So once again, if this is something you might be interested in, go to tblocks.com and enter the referral code GeekyGlassesTBX. Also, let's not forget, I'm still going to be uploading every day to count down to that big announcement. So like the video to support me, subscribe to follow the marathon, keep an eye on the channel, keep an eye on social media to stay updated, links in the description, and remember,